There are six, and I would like to introduce us. My group consists of five members: Chan, Lân, Tuệ, and me. And today we'll talk about education. As in first explain what education means. It is the development resulting from the process of giving or receiving systematic instruction, especially at a school or university. Or, if you understand it, are imparting or acquiring general knowledge, developing the power of reasoning and judgment, or generally prepare oneself or others, or interacting for material life. Today, there are two types of education. Single-sex education, the practice of educating boys and girls in separate physical settings, and mixed education. The system where boys and girls study together. Nowadays, many parents are confused about getting the children involved in two types of education. They don't know which one is better or more suitable for their kids. These are important issues, so today I will aim to point out the similarities and differences between two ways of education. So we divide our presentation into five parts. The first part will be the similarities presented by me. Then we'll have the part two general then part three study program by Nguyen, part four skills development by Chan, and part five characteristic orientation by Hu. Okay, let's get started. So the first is similarities. As for academic attendance, there's no consensus evidence to prove that either moral is better than others. Both provide general knowledge. They also support students in learning new skills and abilities. In addition, the volume of knowledge, the quality of teacher, learning regimens, and the facilities are not so different. Here I have an example of you guys. I have St. Mark's School and St. John's School. And they're both private school in Texas. The only thing that different is St. Mark's School is a single-sex school. Only boys can attend this. And St. John's School is a mixed education school. And you can look, they're both very beautiful, right? And in work education, students can make a lot of friends and participate in many activities. Moreover, the degree when they graduate are the same. Despite the number of single-sex school and high school are not the same. In Vietnam, for example, mixed educations outnumber. There's no single-sex school in Vietnam. And why is this phenomenon unique? Let's find out the difference by now.
Next I will show you the difference between single-sex education and mixed education in terms of gender. Here you can see the first difference between with single-sex education. Each school can only accept students of one gender, boys or girls. And then based on those conditions, the school will apply a proper educational plan. On the other hand, schools of mixed education can accept students of both genders. They have their students study together in the same environment, the same class, be taught by the same teacher, and so on. There's almost no distinction between boys and girls in mixed education. through many important stages. Here I attack a link of a simple timeline so that you guys can assess for close look. I can show you the whole timeline here as data. So I sum up you the three main periods of this timeline. The first is in the list 1,800 co-education is basically universal in American primary and secondary schools. The second is from 1870 to before 2000. Single-sex schools began to be established and gradually becoming popular in some countries. And then the final is from 2000 until now. Single-sex education is no longer a strict concept, and although not as popular as co-education, single-sex education has become an indispensable choice for parents and in some government policy. That is the end of my presentation. And then next is Tungam's part. She will introduce to you guys the study programs between single-sex and mixed education.
Thank you, Ha. Today I will share with you the comparison between the single-sex education and mixed education interior study program. The first thing that we mentioned, the benefits of single-sex education that will develop strength of each gender. So that helps educator to develop or tell the specific program for one group of gender students. For example, like girls, they are often good at social science, such as literature, history, so they can have more time to speak about their concerns. Another example is in single-sex education, they can talk more about sex education, which was really reserved to seek in the mixed education, Vietnamese education. For the next one, benefit of sex education is about to break the gender stereotype that in that education, girls don't have to face the stereotype obstacle of other gender. For example, like me, when I was in primary school, I did the taekwondo, but sadly, I was faced the criticism of the other boys in my school. So if I attended the single-sex education, I couldn't face the criticism of other gender. For the next one, we will compare between the mixed education. First of all, the mixed education will provide you with all knowledge because, as I mentioned before, the environment between the girls and boys. So the girl is often good at social science, and the boys are often good at science like chemistry, math, so they can learn from each other to broaden their acquaintance, so they can learn and support each other. For the cons, as I mentioned before, they have face-to-face real stereotype and obstacle from from other gender, like if they do something different from adult stereotype or other gender stereotype, they will be judged or even prevent from their people developing their natural ability. And for the next one, Quỳnh Trang will present you the comparison between single-sex education and mixed education in terms of skills development.
I will present you about in terms of the skill development in comparison with the single-sex educations and the mixed education. So firstly, I will talk about the single-sex education, that it can pose the opportunities for us to develop the important skill that is which are our strengths, we don't have to feel being left behind or being passive by the dominance of the other genders. So according to studies is how the brain learns during exciting findings by Dr. Success. Boys develop visual, spatial, and temporal skills faster than girls, and girls they can acquire spoken language skills faster than boys. So each single gender school, they can develop these skills with their own pace, without having to compete with the other genders. So next, I will focus into the single-sex education. I will focus into the urban education, since they have received a different treatment compared to the boys. So in terms of leadership skill, so because of the boys' dynamics, sometimes the girl cannot develop the leadership capabilities. So with the same genders and same style, it will be easier for them to guide and motivate each other to achieve a clear goals. And next is about the communication and collaboration skills. So girls, when they are with each other, so they will be more comfortable in making or delivering the ideas. So this can benefit their work performance. But every coin has two sides, and also with the single-sex education. So next, because this cannot provide interaction between two genders, so mixed education, I believe that it can develop the teamwork skills for both sex to interact with each other, because it mirrors or reflects the real world that both boys and girls are coexist with each other, and at some point of their life they have to learn how to coexist with each other, and they are not kept separately. So with a vast arrays of co-curriculars and extracurricular activities, so school can offers and a lot of opportunities for them to interact with each other and reinforce a teamwork skill. And so next two will present about the characteristic orientation.
So now we come to the final difference when it comes to single-sex education. Being a student in single-sex education, students will assist students to gaining more confidence by reducing the fear of stereotype. But as we all know, in the world of globalization, gender discrimination is something I expect to be faded away. However, the reality is not always like our ideal. Despite the ways of families, paradise written for thousands of years is not always easy to bear. For example, in Islam, a man is expected to be the guardian of his family, while the woman is the guardian of her husband, home, and his children. And this indicates that men are the leader, while women on the other side are submissive. However, single-sex education can modify this. Girls will now have the opportunity to break out the shell and raise their voice in the class without the fear of being judged by anyone. So with the higher education in a programmatic system, Our answer is no. Mixed education, on the other hand, has some advantage for the students. Students in the co-education are inclined to be more sociable because mixed education is like a mirror for the outside world. So the students studying here will require to interact with the other. So by this, I think that the diversity of both male and female views are constantly explored. And moreover, the difference between the communication style of each gender understood in this environment. And we believe communication is our first step to create an equal gender world for everyone. So this is the end of our presentation. So the single-sex education and co-education have similarity and difference. However, the ending goal is to provide our future owners stable education. So what do you choose? Single-sex education or co-education is up to your choice. Thank you for listening.